Trump and Elon just got verbally body slammed by Jimmy Kimmel, and it was brutal. From prison jokes to flamethrowers, this roast turns political chaos into late-night gold. Let's unravel this chaos step by step.
Concerned American citizens joined shoulders here in town, in New York City, in Chicago, in Washington, in all 50 states. Atlanta, there were demonstrations. Democracy ain't dead yet. I guess Bernie Sanders was there. The rallies were organized for May Day to stand up against the war on working people being waged by Trump and his billionaire buddies. I wonder if Trump even sees these, though. You know, I mean, you will not find any evidence of them happening on foxnews.com. He will not be leaving his Doge bros hanging. According to Elon, their work will go on without him. He said Doge is a way of life, like Buddhism. Like Buddhism, huh? It's very, oh yeah, okay, that checks out. That does check out. So now, I guess Elon can go back to his old job of impregnating women like a one-man Maury Povich show.
Donald Trump's ego just got listed as missing, and Elon Musk's Twitter thumbs currently recovering in satire rehab. Jimmy Kimmel didn't just roast them. He launched a full-scale comedic carpet bombing on the Orange and Chief and the Tesla fertility wizard. We're talking political demolition here, folks. 1 minute, Trump's pretending protests don't exist. The next, he's getting verbally KO'd, while Elon compares Dogecoin to Buddhism. You can't make this stuff up. Kimmel isn't doing jokes. He's delivering digital justice with a late-night laugh track. And let's be real, even MAGA Twitter didn't know how to cope. Trump is silent. Elon's weirdly tweeting about vibes. It's like watching two billionaires try to fix their image with duct tape and delusion, but we're just getting started.
Difficult to give Trump's first 100 days a grade, but if I had to, I'd say it falls somewhere between F and U. Congeniality, Elon Musk, who's been lying low as of late and reportedly wants to get out of Doge. Musk says he will dial back his work with the government so that he can spend more time with all 10 of them.
Some good news, apparently. Though all of it involves Elon Musk's fertility rate skyrocketing like a SpaceX launch. Kimmel's delivery? Savage. Trump's approval rating has plummeted so far, it's basically borrowing real estate from the Titanic. The joke wasn't subtle, and neither was the roast. Trump, the man who thinks any crowd not screaming USA must be Antifa, got slapped with a punchline so harsh it made Fox and Friends blink in Morse code. And then there's Elon, poor guy. Between naming his kids after Wi-Fi passwords and building luxury potholes for Teslas, he looked like he wandered into a Comedy Central roast and only just realized he's the target. Keep your seatbelts on. This ride ain't over yet.
Some positives. Unfortunately, they've all been pregnancy tests for women who slept with Elon Musk, but there have been some positives. I mentioned last night that Trump's approval rating is the lowest of any president at this point in his term.
Look, when Kimmel says Trump's grade is between F and U, you know it's DEFCON level petty, and we love to see it. Meanwhile, Elon's latest rebrand, from Dogecoin Messiah to full-time dad of 10TM. Someone give this man a calendar and a vasectomy. He says he's pulling back from government projects. Translation, maybe stop LARPing as Tony Stark and actually read your own contracts. This is what happens when satire meets scorched earth, and just wait until you see what Kimmel does next. You won't believe it.
Hard for Trump. You know, protesters making posters, using his beloved Sharpies against him, but maybe if he hadn't fired all those people, they wouldn't be able to march at 2 o'clock on a...
You know things are bad when even Sharpies turn against you, but let's get into Trump. Trump's most trusted advisor, his pen, has now become a weapon of the resistance. Kimmel doesn't just mock him, he dismantles him. Trump's presidency is starting to look like a tragic sequel to The Apprentice, where instead of firing contestants, he's just firing the entire government, and somehow still shocked when people have the free time to protest. It's almost like actions have consequences. Wild concept.
This is something that I'm pretty sure voters didn't have in mind when Trump promised to lower prices on day one. An increasing number of Americans are using short-term loans to pay for groceries. Not Samuel, he's just handing out $20 bills, but...
Trump once promised to make everything cheaper. Instead, we got inflation, broken promises, and Americans needing payday loans just to afford a bag of lettuce. But hey, at least Samuel's out there throwing 20s like he's the reverse Robin Hood. Meanwhile, Trump's resume now includes hoarding classified documents like Pokemon cards, pushing voter fraud fairy tales, and treating his campaign rallies like a MAGA-themed therapy circle. The guy said he'd drain the swamp, but now he's living living in it, probably renting it out on Truth Social for $199 a night, no refunds. And the next clip, it gets even worse.
A majority of Americans, 52%, agreed Trump is a dangerous dictator whose power should be limited before he destroys American democracy. Yes, we really need to stop him before he becomes president.
When over half the country agrees you're basically a walking coup in a red tie, you've got a branding problem. And Kimmel, he didn't even have to exaggerate. Reality wrote the joke, he just put it in a tux and handed it a martini. He reminded viewers that Trump's legendary business genius is just bankruptcies with a gold filter. His diplomacy style, less Lincoln, more live, laugh, love with dictators. This is a man who demanded loyalty oaths from his staff, like he was starring in a bad Godfather remake. Now he's flailing in legal quicksand while Jimmy Kimmel narrates the whole downfall like it's a dark comedy special. And honestly, it is. But wait, because Elon's next.
You know, few stories capture the unicorn that is Donald Trump better than him wanting daily reports to make sure these guys are in the office while he is on a golf course in Florida cruising around in his cart.
Trump demanding daily work updates while doing donuts in a golf cart? That's not presidential. That's a real-time parody of a guy who still thinks he's the boss on The Apprentice, government shutdown edition. But let's shift from golf carts to space bars. Because Elon Musk didn't walk away unscathed. Kimmel carved up Elon like a Mars-themed entree, and the flavor was fully roasted. Elon, the once fabled genius, now looks more like a Reddit mod with a rocket budget. His late night tweets read like someone arguing with their smart fridge. And then there's X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, which now feels like a group chat for conspiracy theorists who miss MySpace. Kimmel didn't hold back. Elon, the man who tanked Tesla stock by getting high on a podcast, the man who names his kids after CAPTCHA codes, the man who thought flamethrowers were a sensible business idea. It's not innovation, it's Silicon Valley gone wild. Kimmel nailed it. Elon isn't becoming Iron Man. He's morphing into the villain from his own origin story, complete with a tech empire, a shaky moral compass, and a side quest to colonize Mars while Earth is still buffering.
Elon, he can't spend all his time in Washington. He has a company to run into the ground. In the first 3 months of this year, Tesla's profits have fallen 71%, which I guess is what happens when your CEO turns into white Kanye before your eyes.
Elon Musk, part-time Mars colonizer, full-time financial disaster. Tesla's profits didn't just dip, they swan dived, down 71% in 1 quarter. That's not a decline, that's a live-streamed implosion. And Kimmel, he didn't miss. Calling Musk white Kanye might be the most accurate rebrand in tech history. Delusional, erratic, and still convinced they're misunderstood geniuses. But this isn't just about goofy billionaires doing damage to their own brands. It's about the damage they're doing to everyone else. Kimmel didn't stay on the surface. He dug in, like a late-night surgeon with sarcasm as a scalpel. Trump's lies? Not harmless rants. They fueled a literal insurrection. Elon's takeover of Twitter, not just cringe posts, it opened the gates to hate speech, fake news, and digital chaos. Every joke landed like a punch because underneath each one was something brutally true. Trump didn't just like dictators, he idolized them. He ran the presidency like a strongman starter pack and left democracy looking like it went 12 rounds with a meat grinder. And Elon, he didn't just break Twitter, he turned it into a MAGA karaoke bar with a crypto gift shop. This monologue wasn't just late night banter, it was a full-blown reckoning, served with a grin and a shot of truth.
I'm really not sure going back to Tesla is going to help anything at all. The reason Tesla is tanking is because people hate him and they don't want to buy his stuff. Him being back is not going to make it better. What he needs to do is sell Tesla to someone more likable, like chlamydia or AIDS.
Tesla's biggest problem, not the tech, not the cars, it's Elon. People are actively not buying his products because they can't stand him. Kimmel's cure? Hand the company over to someone more lovable, like a bacterial infection. At least chlamydia doesn't tweet at 3 a.m. about free speech. And yeah, the reactions were exactly what you'd expect. Trump cultists screamed, "Witch hunt." Musk fanboys tried to meme themselves out of an existential crisis. But the internet? Oh, the internet chose laughter. Because when the truth is delivered with a punchline, it hits harder. Trump, the human temper tantrum in a suit. Elon, the billionaire with the emotional range of a printer error. Kimmel didn't just mock them, he unplugged them. And Trump is just raging.
How weak and pathetic is a guy like that?
Jimmy Kimmel's a loser. I do Jimmy Kimmel. I did him a lot.
Yeah.
And he'd be standing on the sidewalk. "Oh, sir, may I bring you in?" He'd bring me in. every time. The whole show is talking bad about Trump.
He called us doofuses when we had you on.
He's a group of doofuses in flat-brimmed hats.
Guess what? We did
Ask him how
5x
many.
what he did. We did
Ask him.
5x
Yeah,
of
you
these.
do bigger. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. His show's dying.
Ah yes, nothing screams not mad like dedicating part of your speech to a late night host who roasted you. Trump is now so fragile, he's out here giving Hall of Fame speeches about Jimmy Kimmel like it's his ex. I did Jimmy Kimmel, I did him a lot? Okay, weird phrasing, Don, but we get it, the joke stung. Meanwhile, Kimmel couldn't resist pointing out the obvious. Elon Musk wants to build a colony on Mars, but can't even build a functioning content moderation system on an app he owns, letting blue-check trolls impersonate the FBI for $8. Yeah, humanity is in great hands. And when it came to Trump's legal circus, Kimmel didn't hold back. He joked that the only walls Trump's building now are prison yard fences. And honestly, the man's never had a blueprint this realistic. There's something cathartic about watching Kimmel say exactly what everyone else is thinking. Trump wants immunity for crimes he swears he didn't commit. Elon wants respect for fart jokes and dad-level memes. It's like watching two midlife crises arm wrestle for the dumb billionaire cup, and best of all, neither of them knows how to clap back. Trump cries, witch hunt. Elon posts a frog meme. Meanwhile, Kimmel just keeps dropping truth bombs in monologue form, and absolutely no one is safe.
Musk is a great believer in free speech as long as it isn't critical of him in any way. That's one of the things he and Trump have in common. Trump right now is suing 60 Minutes and CBS because he didn't like the way they edited an interview with Kamala Harris. As if it matters, he beat her, she's gone. But he is suing them for $20 billion for this. Last night I shared some of my thoughts and feelings about what happened and how much I'm going to miss democracy and whatnot. And I heard from a lot of people about it, but none more prominent than the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, who this morning tweeted, Kimmel is an insufferable nonsense propaganda puppet, which at least my children like me, you know?
Elon's big comeback, calling Jimmy an insufferable nonsense propaganda puppet. Kimmel's clapback, at least my children like me. Game, set, roasted. You can sue CBS for $20 billion, but you can't sue your way out of being the punchline. In the end, this wasn't just a monologue. It was a full-blown comedy funeral for two men who once ruled the news cycle, and now mostly haunt meme pages and courtrooms. Trump, the stable genius who can't go 3 days without calling his lawyers. Elon, the space messiah turned main character of Twitter's glitchiest timeline. Comedy in moments like this cuts through the BS. No spin, no press team, just a nation laughing at the absurdity, and maybe feeling a tiny bit better knowing someone's still calling it exactly how it is. And Kimmel, he's already sharpening his next punchline.
60% of economists who are polled believe there is a high or very high chance of a recession. So the president now is distancing himself from himself. He wrote, "This is Biden's stock market, not Trump's. I didn't take over until January 20th. Tariffs will soon start kicking in and companies are starting to move into the USA in record numbers. Our country will boom, but we have to get rid of this Biden overhang. This will take a while, has nothing to do with tariffs, only that he left us with bad numbers. But when the boom begins, it will be like no other. Be patient." Be patient.
Ah yes, Trump, the only man who can blame someone else for his own economy. While writing a Facebook status about how it's actually about to boom, Kimmel nailed it. Trump is now distancing himself from himself, like a guy caught cheating who tells his wife, "That wasn't me, that was January me." And if you thought we hit peak ridiculous, let's talk about the bromance nobody wanted. Trump and Elon, the ego-powered buddy comedy that somehow got greenlit by reality. One's selling red hats in rage, the other's selling flamethrowers to tech bros who think JavaScript is a political stance. Together, they orbit each other like two broken satellites, occasionally crashing into each other in a glorious mushroom cloud of narcissism and daddy issues. Trump loves Elon when Elon agrees with him, and Elon loves Trump until Trump forgets to retweet him. It's like watching two insecure influencers ghost each other over who liked whose Instagram post first. Kimmel spotted it immediately. He's not just roasting them individually, he's skewering their toxic friendship arc like it's the finale of America's Next Top Narcissist. And don't forget Elon's brief flirtation with being a centrist. Remember that? He tried to cosplay as neutral for like a week until he realized free speech means something very different when it's your name trending with the word lawsuit. lawsuit. Kimmel torched that little identity crisis too, because nothing says middle ground like palling around with conspiracy theorists while also whining that billionaires are the real victims. Elon wants to be both the edgy outsider and the ruling class. It's like trying to be Batman and the Joker at the same time.
Mar-a-Lago tonight for another 3-day weekend. This is his 10th weekend trip to Mar-a-Lago since he took office 102 days ago. I hope somebody gave Melania a heads up. He's coming, he's early. But that idea to monitor every employee's whereabouts was the brainchild of Doge under Elon Musk, who has apparently worn out his welcome at the White House. Elon is dialing back his Doge duties to focus on his own disaster of
Trump's taking long weekends like he's on vacation from being indicted, and Elon, he's finally stepping back from Dogecoin to focus on the bigger dumpster fire, himself. At this point, the two of them feel less like public figures and more like live-action SNL skits, unscripted, unfiltered, and completely unaware that they've become memes of themselves. That's what makes Kimmel's takedown so lethal. They're not just funny, they're cathartic. It's comedy as national therapy, a punchline-powered cleanse, two billionaires, one monologue, and a country collectively saying, "Thank you, Jimmy, more tantrums are coming. More chaos is inevitable." But the roast is eternal. Here you can find the next one. Click on it.